Moving on, we will have a few forward-looking sharing on the Future Imagineer Academy. The Academy brings together over 100 students from various fields, such as architecture, design, social science, and data science, serving Tai Kok Tsui as a base. The team has established an AI platform over the past year that integrates space, statistics, imagery, history, and social data, driving innovation momentum for urban planning and design. With the launch of the Future Imagineer Hackathon student idea competition, students used AI and generator to analyze social issues, conceptualize solutions, and rapidly transform ideas into visual models to explore future scenarios. The exhibition is currently displayed in the pavilion, showcasing the collaborative outcomes of data, AI, art, and community co-creation. So let's discover the infinite possibilities for the future of Tai Kok Tsui together.
First, Ms. Sissy Deng from Future Imagineer Academy presents Driving a High-Speed Train to Change. Sissy, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Sissy Zhang from POPLU School of Design, and I'm currently a teaching assistant in innovative multimedia entertainment. And I want to start with a question. What comes to your mind when you hear about an AI model? It's not working? So it's maybe something from science fiction. Well, today I want to offer you a different perspective, thinking an AI model not just a mysterious black box, but as a powerful digital apprentice. The PPT was wrong. So let's, without the PPT, just doing some presentation, right? And like a king apprentice by learn craft by watching a master, and AI model learns by processing immersive amount of data, text, image, and numbers. And it looks from pattern, connection, and rule within that data. And once it learns, it can be perform incredible tasks. It can generate new ideas, translate language, make predictions, even create a new content. So it can play. I send. Yes. I had the final one. No? Give up. But there's the most important part, and AI doesn't think on its own. It's a tool, supremely powerful one, but still a tool. Its true value is unleashed only when it's guided by human intention, creative, and purpose. And it's the most critical part. A powerful engine, a brilliant plastics engineer, are not without a human driver with a distinction of the mind. So the AI provides the speed and the power, but we hold the compass. We provide the vision, the creativity, and the right direction. And that's exactly what you are about to see from our team. They didn't just using an AI model, they train it, guide it, and collaborate with it, track a specific challenge. Their project is the perfect demonstration of the future we are building. No one where machine replace human, but one where human and machine collaborate to achieve what the previous impossible. It's about amplify our own creativity and critical thinking with the computational power of the AI. So as you listen to your presentation, I invite you to see the modern technology, see the human obtain guided, the critical thinking directed it, and it's the collaborative sprint at making it possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Sissy. Thank you, Sissy. Then our hackathon student winners will share their vision on advancing speculative futures with the aid of AI. Let's welcome them on stage. They are the second runner-up group, Christine Fong, Koi Lam, and Kelvin C.
Please welcome.
So good afternoon, everyone. So we are students from the HKU studying the Master of Science in Urban Planning, and I'm Kelvin. She is Christine and also Koi. So today we are going to share about our project done in the hackathon, which to reimagine the future of the Kowloon funeral parlor. So first of all, let's talk about some background before I start our plan. So our site actually, the Kowloon Funeral Parlor is located in Tai Kok Tsui, which is surrounded by a lot of residential buildings. And why such a place is so important in the community is because, first of all, it has a long development history, and also it is the first funeral home in Kowloon, which makes it both historically and also culturally so significant in the Tai Kok Tsui neighborhood. And talking about the current trend of Tai Kok Tsui, the community, in the past, it is an industrial land use area, but nowadays, it's transformed into a residential land use community, while it's with a long development history, it starts to facing more and more urban decay issues, and therefore, nowadays, the government is trying to have more the urban renewal projects to try to solve the issues, but also causing another issues about gentrification at all. And at the same time, there will also be some perceptual changes towards such a life and death educations, which people is trying to be more open-minded, but not strongly resistant to talking about or avoid talking about death. And such a perceptual change and also a socio-economic change has happened nowadays. And therefore, how can we respond to how such a Kowloon funeral parlor respond to such an external change become an issue? And that's why our project is try to achieve try to reimagine a more sustainable future for such a place.
So let's first start with a site analysis of our area. So for users in analysis, we have 4 main users of our site, which is the residents and pedestrians, which mainly need a high-quality living environment as well as high walkability. There are also, the main users are funeral visitors as well, because they need to have a comfortable and undisturbed environment for their emotional support and mourning for their loved ones. And also for the funeral staff and nearby industries, mostly their need is for financial profit and possibly some space for their products as well as some innovative solutions. So we also identified some key issues of our site, which is being spatially incompatible with the surrounding as well as psychologically incompatible with the surrounding. So for spatial incompatibility, the funeral activities cause a lot of air pollution and noise pollution as well as some poor visual quality as shown here in the pictures, as well as a poor walkability because there is a blocking of pedestrian roads as well as illegal occupation of the funeral-related products of the area. So imagine walking here at night. So of course you'll be somehow scared or uncomfortable, right? Because in traditional Chinese culture, this funeral parlor is a negative cultural stigma, which makes people not really feel comfortable to walk around or see this area. So given the issues, our project vision is to achieve an inclusive community through integrating Kowloon Funeral Parlor to Tai Kok Tsui area with objectives to improve the living quality and experiences, the funeral experiences, and to redefine the life and death concept. And as for our future imagination of the area, some of our design principles is to balance different needs in the community. And one thing we found interesting is the issue of stray animals in the area, especially as you can see here, there is an increasing number of stray dogs and cats in the area, as well as some self-initiatives in the community. And there's also one very famous stray dog in the funeral parlor, which we thought that could connect to the community. And for the proposed layout, we have 3 main changes, which is the renovation of the parlor, as well as the redesign of the Maple Street as a shared pedestrian space, and as well as a modification of the sitting out area to a stray animal paradise, which will be explained by Koi.
So firstly, driven by the principle of taking stray animal as the angle of approach to promote death and life education, it is proposed to transform the sitting out area near the Kowloon funeral parlor into a green burial for stray animals. So from this simulation generated by the AI model, you can see that there will be more grasses planted to this area in the future, so that there will be a higher quality open spaces in the area, and besides, environmental sustainability can be enhanced as green burial is considered as an environmental friendly approach. Also, a stray animal monument will be set up as a buffer between the funeral furnace and the sitting out area. It can help eliminating the taboo of talking about death, and also it serves as a place to condole the stray animals in Tai Kok Tsui area. Besides, the monument wall also can as physical barriers between the furnaces and the sitting out areas. It helps enhance the users' experiences for different users in the community. It helps provide privacy for the funeral practices by creating a negative space here. It also provides comfortable experience for the pedestrian and the residents, so that who walk through this street. And another key changes is that to transform the Maple Street into a pedestrian zone only. It helps to provide better walking experiences for the pedestrian and also create more spaces for the funeral-related activities. The shared spaces also act as a public open space for the community engagement activity. Some interesting proposals suggested by us could be an old building funeral in view of the urban renewal trend in the Tai Kok Tsui area, or some releases of the deceased exhibition, etc. Last but not least, a building improvement plan will be proposed to the Kowloon funeral parlor. Instead of redevelopment, renovation is more preferred, as it respects the traditional design as a historical landmark, and also it helps eliminate the sense of horror by adding more lighting and having a war maintenance program, so that it can getting rid of the cultural stigmas towards death in the community. And last but not least, environmental sustainability can be enhanced by converting the heat of burning joss paper in furnace into electricity, so to promote the heat to energy initiative. So with the above proposed changes, we hope that Tai Kok Tsui area can become an inclusive and sustainable future, which can respond to any external changes and social trends in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, our student winners, for their presentation. Please be seated. Next, let's invite the first runner-up of the hackathon, Martin Chen, to share his idea with us. Martin, please.
Testing. Okay, so good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm Martin, a team member from Group 7 of the Future Imagineer Hackathon, and a recent graduate from HKU Surveying. So it's a pity that my other teammates cannot join me to explain my proposal to all of you, because they are either at work or abroad. But I'm honored to be invited here to present our regeneration idea for Fu Tor Loi Shopping Mall, located in Tai Kok Tsui, which is a project we named Alloy, for reasons I'll explain later. Okay, so I remember how on the third day of the hackathon, we began our presentation by asking So how do we regenerate an area that is even rejected by its own people? But then when I prepare for this presentation, I think that this question may not be the fairest assessment. So looking at the demographic and the site particulars, we can indeed see that half of the shops in Phu Tho Loi shopping center is vacant, and some residents we interviewed really did tell us they would avoid this mall whenever possible. But then we also see that the remaining shops were occupied by tutorial centers that were frequented by young school children, mostly from lower income backgrounds, and they can even stay there for many hours. So this area is not entirely rejected by its population, so any of our regeneration idea really needs to cater to the people already using this site. So it's also very important for us to investigate how the greater Tai Kok Tsui area will change so that it will also impact our site. So we actually speculated 4 scenarios using the future cone model, which are driven by our varying expectations of the level of gentrification, the economic conditions, which will also affect how fast the redevelopment projects are completed, and also our expectations of the aging population. So our most probable scenario will be the current projection, which means there will be several redevelopment projects, mainly by the URA, in the pipeline, and with a moderately aging population. So that means we need to provide some elderly-oriented services in our scheme to connect, and also connect them to the tutorial centers used by school children. So this is our concept alloy, which refers to the word loi, originally already in the name of the mall. So it means come in Chinese. So we want the mall to attract more people to come, not just the young school children at the moment, but also the elderly, to foster intergenerational harmony. So also, Tai Kok Tsui was once known for its hardware stores and also the shipbuilding industry, but these shops are becoming even harder to survive because of rising rents, and the demand for these services are falling. So we also hope to provide affordable spaces for these shops in our site. Especially, we want to attract young people who are eager to join this sort of industry, and also to transform it with their artistic and creative ideas. So to summarize, you can think of our plan as combining 2 elements. So the first one is a campus. So it's where people can come and learn about art and culture, and of course the conventional tutorial lessons, but also a play space where people can come and enjoy their free time, especially drawing in young people as well as the elderly. So let's look at the details of our plan. So we actually have 4 major design changes. So first, we propose pedestrianizing the Pok Hok Lane and Tissue Street. We actually did a site visit and find that the area has relatively low vehicular flow, and also is mostly occupied by parked cars, but there's already a car park opposite our site. So we think we should pedestrianize the area to provide open and recreational areas, and also we propose setting back the storefront to expand this sort of area. Yeah, sorry for I think there's like some of the graphics, there's some problem in rendering it here. So thirdly, we also noticed that there is a problem, which is a disconnection between the 2 phases of the mall. So there's the phase 1 and phase 2. So we propose adding a bridge on the first floor connecting the 2 phases. And finally, we think that in addition to the shops and studio, we would like to have a community living room in the blue area. In these community living room, maybe the property management company or the owners committee of the Phu Tho Loi Sanchun can organize activities there, and the people living there in Phu Tho Loi Sanchun can use these community spaces, and they can join their community events at a discount or even for free. But these events will also be open to outsiders and to invite more people to come to the area. But maybe they will be charged a small charge. So we did this because we realized that the people living directly above the mall actually don't visit the mall. So we want to engage them, and this sort of community area can also provide some more benefits to these people, so that they'll be more receptive to our plan. So here are some of the renderings, and which some of these artist impressions are done with the aid of AI. So you can see this is the Bok Hok Lane, and there's the bridge connecting the two faces, and there's an open space where we can hold exhibitions and fairs to transform it into a more vibrant and intergenerational area. And you can see the shop fronts are also set back to provide a wider, to provide more open space. And this is a studio, one of the shops that we can see on the first floor. So it's like an art and craft studio, but it also blends traditional or hardware elements. And this sort of sculpture is generated, the idea, it came from AI, so there's also some pottery on the left-hand side. So you can see children walking at the back. So we think that because there are so many children in the area, so if they have a lot of free time or they're waiting for their tutorial lesson to start, they can always come and do some artwork or, right, and this may nurture the next generation of artists or great sculptors, etc. So we aspire to see some wonderful collaboration between these sort of tutorial centers and also this sort of like studio and also traditional hardware stores. And they're located close to each other in our new mall. So more work is of course needed to proceed. So we propose having a cooperative consisting of food tour loi, shop owners and residents that can be established to coordinate the work so that they can control the direction of the works in a more bottom-up manner. So there's no need for some outside developer to buy up the share and then develop it into something so different. Moreover, we think the proceeds coming from the exhibitions, rental, and community events can also be reinvested into a fund that can support the renovation of the tower, of the residential tower above. So because they are also quite poorly maintained, so they can use some rehabilitation so that the residents will also support this scheme. So the above is just an overview of our plan that is completed in a 3-day hackathon. So it's of course very preliminary, but over the 3 days we experimented with a lot of AI tools, and we reflected on how we can use AI in urban design. So we realized that LLMs, so large language models, are good for basic research. We asked them basic questions about Tai Kok Tsui, and they also give us preliminary ideas such as incorporating more arts and heritage components in our design. But then we still need to do our own desktop research, and also our own fact-checking is also indispensable. So some of the graphics, as I've just mentioned, are also generated by AI, like Photoshop generated fill or Midjourney, but then my teammates also did a lot of fine-tuning. So even if, of course, it made our own, like the whole workflow very efficient, so we only take maybe half a day to finish all the renderings, but then it still did not really reduce the need for human analysis and decision making. Sorry. So we hope our proposal has offered some ideas of how to reimagine food tour loi while catering for local characteristics and also engaging the community while introducing some new ideas. So what we aspire is to have food tour loi shopping center attracting people from different walks of life. So not just the old, but also the young and also other people maybe not from Tai Kok Tsui. So it really manifests the idea of loi. And this is also what the name of alloy suggests. So an alloy is a material that is formed by different metals coming together, and it forms a stronger bond. And that bond is particularly important in an area like Tai Kok Tsui, which is undergoing so extensive transformation. So yeah, that's the end of my presentation, and thank you.
Thank you, Martin, for his sharing. Please join the audience. Now we will have the champion group. Please welcome Holly Leung, Brittany Wong, and Anson Lam.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 9, I am Brittany from LSE.
I'm Holly from CUHK.
I'm Anson from CTU.
So a little bit, during the hackathon, we were tasked with the site Cherry Street Park. So a little bit on the location and background of our site. It is located west side of Ferry Street and the West Kowloon Corridor in Tai Kok Tsui. It opened in 2005 as part of a broader effort to revitalize the Tai Kok Tsui area. We think that our site is very important because it is strategically located at key urban crossroads and can be seen as a corridor. It is also rare green space in density, and it supports the local social and civic life. So we identified the Cheung Sha Wan Promenade as an opportunity. As part of the government's future vision for the area, a new promenade will be constructed along the waterfront, stretching from Cheung Sha Wan Promenade to Cherry Street Box Culvert. This presents a very strategic and timely opportunity for us to reimagine the park as a key component within a broader and connected public realm. By strengthening the link between the promenade and the park, we can enhance access and encourage more seamless movement. Shared programming, continuity, and thoughtfully placed access points will activate the entire corridor.
Okay, well, after in-site visiting, we identified some issues behind this site, ranging from utilizations of space to the lack of interaction between different groups of age. As you can see, the picture in the middle actually is quite far between the playground and the elderly activity space. So it's very hard for them to interact. But however, the more important or serious problem behind the site is the lack of entertainment rates. So as you can see these pictures, this road is actually quite busy. Like around 10 to 20K people will walk past nearby, but none of them will enter this park. So so we need to develop solutions to solve these issues, to optimize the usage of this park, prevent this area from being redeveloped for other urban purposes.
Therefore, the vision that guided our project was speculative sustainability, having the Tai Kok Tsui community at the core of our proposal, and that the park has to be inclusive, smart, and adaptive for the future. Therefore, our principle is to connect people to people and place to purpose.
Our proposed solution is a multi-level living park. This is the concept section, and there is a two-level 1,200-meter bridge design with noise barrier on ground floor as the bridge support. The bridge will connect the entire park and the footbridge nearby by improve the linkage from Mong Kok to Olympic with a better Florence wheel. These are design top view from AI rendering and the designed overall layout plan on the left-hand side. We have three main zones on our bridge. There are also three main benefits. First, same as our title, bring people to people. We want to bring children and people to elderly playground to increase the interaction from the existing layout plan issue. The distance between elderly playground and children playground is more than 300 meters, so we designed a rest and slide area on the bridge to provide double space interaction in elderly playground with a bridge. The second benefit is the noise barrier on the ground floor. To reduce the noise from the surrounding, for example, the air conditioner from the mall and the noise from the car road. The third one is about the running track for different speed user, because there are lots of people choose to do their exercise in this park, but they are using the same road with normal user. When we visit this park, we are easily hit by the runner, so we separate the user by two-floor design. first talk about the lower level of the bridge. The green line is the noise barrier location. Those two sides are next to the more air conditioner. So replace noise barrier here and the bridge on the noise barrier top. That can also bring the shadow to the sitting area, which we were decided under the bridge. The other side is the plaza area. There are several plazas. There are some complaints from the noise of elderly dancing and some domestic helper music. So we equally place the noise barrier next to the car roll. As you can see, it's still two circle area to avoid dancing music affects the residential area while reduce the interruption from car roll for the dancer.
Okay, so here's more detail about the features we just mentioned. You can see the pictures there. This is an air conditioner from Olympian City, which is extremely noisy and annoying. That's why we would like to build a noise barrier to block those noises. We also will have a light under the bridge to increase the visibility at night. Oh, okay, so as you can see the pictures on your left-hand side, it is very hard to see in the park at night. To achieve this sustainability goal, we will also want to apply a solar panel system to supply electricity for the park itself.
Then about the upper level, there are also three main benefits from our design. The first benefit is there are a lot of trees. There is an opportunity to have a better view from first floor to touch with the nature, play with the nature with our design. That benefits the high pressure Hong Kong citizen mental health, and no one did it in an existing Hong Kong park before. And second is about the resident feeling at night. There are lots of homeless who sleep in the park at night. That is common and makes sense. From those residents' comments, they are afraid of this scenario because they are afraid of human shadow in the dark. The residents nearby, they like to have a walk after dinner. We provide a brighter bridge, not only for the runner, but also for those not secure residents feeling. The last benefit is easy access with entire slip floor to the near footbridge, which enhance safety for the public in rainy day. This place shows the location of our design. The black line is the location of the slides for younger generation, and the orange line is the rest area for interaction and relax. About the running track, will look like the right-hand side drawing. We provide a circle path for the runner from starting point, which next to the public footbridge, to the ending point, which is next to the slow walk bridge. That will not affect other users and have a better view.
Okay, so we would also want a bridge to connect with another footbridge that connect to the Mong Kok side, allowing residents there to access the park easily. In this point of view, we can achieve the aims of our solutions, that is connect place to purpose. So moreover, this is the view from Olympian City. We found that this spot is very attractive, and we hope to decorate it as a promotion spot to attract more people to take a walk.
So based on our solution, we believe that it is feasible because based on existing urban fabric, there is no need for massive demolition, and that a phased implementation, firstly from the ground floor and then the first floor, is possible. We then hope that this method becomes scalable and sustainable to other high-density sites in Hong Kong and can be used as a future park development methodology in Hong Kong. The expected impacts of our proposal is that there will be higher pedestrian flow combined with increased walkability and accessibility of park users. We hope that the park can become inclusive and welcoming of all ages, and that there would be improved air quality, noise buffering, and biodiversity. We hope that on the local level, there would be a greater sense of ownership and integration, and that there would be a more active use of the facilities inside the park to improve mental and physical health. So throughout the hackathon, AI played a key role in enhancing our whole creative process. We used generative tools to visualize speculative urban designs, which helped us ideate very quickly and explore multiple designs. AI also made the whole design more accessible, allowing us from different backgrounds and disciplines to contribute visually without needing technical expertise. But then still there were challenges. Sometimes AI struggled to interpret our intent, providing outputs that didn't really quite match our vision. And while it is very fast, it lacked the cultural nuance and emotional depth that we as humans can bring. Ultimately, still, we believe that AI is a really useful tool in civic co-creation. It can support participatory planning by translating very abstract concepts into tangible visuals. And more importantly, it allows us to bridge gaps between disciplines. Architects, designers, policymakers, and residents can all then contribute to civic co-creation with the use of AI. Thank you.